everyone, James here, your GAMAFLARE race engineer. This week, Division 1 heads to Virginia International Raceway. Fast, flowing, unforgiving. This is a circuit where rhythm builds lap time, and one mistake unravels everything. Last time out in Chicago, it was precision under pressure. Zach Rattray White, late on the brakes into turn 1. Perfect placement, clean execution. That's how you make a move stick on a street circuit. Blake Fitz pushed the limit, caught the inside wall. Rear stepped out, race over. That's Chicago. One small error, big consequences. And up front, Rayhan Leonarge, a redemption drive. Regrouped early, controlled the race, and delivered the win. That's composure when it matters. Now, Virginia. This place doesn't create chaos, it exposes drivers. Turn 1, blind, fast, high commitment. Miss it and the lap's already compromised. Turns 2 and 3, tight, technical. Overdrive here and you lose the exit every time. The S's, flat, flowing, and ruthless on mistakes. Turn 7, heavy braking, best overtaking chance, but under pressure, easy to overstep. Oak Tree, this is the lap maker. Slow in, but the exit decides everything. Then the roller coaster, downhill, unstable, right on the edge under brakes. That's where drivers lose it. And Hogpen, looks simple, it's not. Get greedy on throttle, and you carry that mistake all the way down the straight. In the commentary box, Davo and J-Man from Matchfit Entertainment, ready to break it all down. This one, fast, precise, on the absolute limit. Strap in, stay sharp, and when it all comes down to it, we'll see who actually holds it together. See you at the finish line.
Thank you, James, for a wonderful intro once again, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen and viewers, for joining us here again tonight for the SCNZ 2026 Allports V8 Supercars Autumn Series, proudly, obviously, sponsored by Allports and the like. Scott, look, Allports, we've got to mention these just quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, broadcast to you live tonight at Matchfit Entertainment. GAMAFLARE, major sponsor of the series as well, and we are going out live to Sky ADV as well. And welcome, everybody. I'm Davo, J-Man right by my side. How are you doing, my friend?
Good evening, Davo. Evening, viewers. Welcome aboard to another Tuesday night of some great race. You and I both talking off camera earlier. Love the racetrack. Virginia International Raceway is a great fixture. All 5.26 kilometres of it, and man, it has got it all going on. It's got change of direction. It's got elevation. You saw it there from James, just giving a nice descriptive of what makes a lap. I tell you what, the guys out there already going at it. So format tonight, Davo and the viewers, we step into the realm of enduro time. So one race tonight, so a 55-minute race. Obviously, we'll pick on this qualifying first. Drivers out there allowed to do an out lap and then 2 flying laps. So a lot of cars gone early. Well, good half the field for that fact actually have gone early. We saw this previously as well, that the field a little bit split. Some guys opting to stay out, stay back in the pit lane to get that track position. 15 minutes they've got to get this done, these 2 laps, and then we will go into that that feature race of 55 minutes. Now, what that means for the drivers out there, and so you get a good understanding, viewers, is pit lane will open at the 10-minute mark, and 2 compulsory pit stops are required, and then the pit lane does close at the 45-minute mark. So 10 minutes after they start, and around 10 minutes before they finish, that lane will be closed. So they'll need to get that done inside those times, and it is 2. Requirement is to get the cars up on the jacks, and then they can go again. 2 sets of tyres for the race are available. So obviously the tyre set that they start on, and then another 4. So whether they opt to replace all 4 at one of the stops, or maybe the left-hand side of the car in one stop and the left-hand in the other, or
Yep.
You know, there'll be varying strategies in different pit times. Yeah,
I'm sure.
And obviously the supercar is fuel sensitive. 50% is the fuel capacity in these things, so they are over 55 minutes. It's going to have to put something in these things. They will not make the distance on the fuel, and not with such a heavy acceleration percentage here as well. Obviously, the whole way, Davo, you and I are talking when they come out of 5 and they head all the way up to South Bend and up to Oak Tree there. They're very high throttle percentages. So
Yep.
looking forward to this one. As we see Rattray White now 47 with a 5.9 on it versus Rayhan's 47.6. Both cars still out there actually. Rayhan about to head up, I think, towards South Bend and Oak Tree as we speak. So the time's been laid down and they are hot in the 47s right now. There's 3 of them in the 47s already. That is Rattray White, Leonard and Ryan Jones. So good to see Camaro in the mix, Davo.
Yes, absolutely, J-Man. And look, we were also talking off air about how these cars visually look like they're set up with some of the Mustangs with some of the lowest ride heights I think we've seen all season.
You've got to be on the bump stops.
Mate, unbelievable. Rear tyres tucked well up underneath the guards here. And I think we've got Darryl Callahan, there you go, on screen at the moment. And even with such low ride heights, just seeing their popping wheels up in the air up to the S's as they run up the hill there with, like you said, very high throttle percentages, flat chat up the hill, J-Man.
Yeah, that probably poses one of the tricky spots for them is they, I think for me, it's not just all about braking deep for 11-12 at Oak Tree there. I think that turn 10, South Bend, that's an important one for them to nail exactly how much they roll out as the track rises and then all of a sudden falls away from them. The elevation change through 10 and 11 is pretty impressive stuff. And
it is.
As I see, you got visuals on Fitzy at the moment. He got that thing tidied up after leaving Chicago. That thing was a bit busted.
Look, I think there was the panel shops in all of the garages were busy throughout the week. J-Man, I don't think one car come out of last week's round without some sort of panel damage somewhere. Some of clearly worse than others. But yes, the Fitz car always looking stunning, and the guys have done a fantastic job to present it in such a beautiful state. Once again, Blake Fitz looks like possibly his first lap, I think, without an indicative time yet. So some of these guys leaving a little bit later. We did see this. Headlights are flashing because we've got a car maybe just up in front of him there.
Yeah, look, I think there's a bit of mischief going on there as well too between Thomas Freeman and I'm not sure who the other car was, but damage on Freeman's car, and he looked to me, excuse the drama viewers, but looked to me to wait for one of the cars to come through and give him the what's up. So maybe a little bit of something going on there in the qualifying session. Haven't heard anything dust up on race control, but
a little bit of something going on, you reckon? Quite possibly. J-Man, look, I really do think these cars will very much suit this track.
Yes.
As a spectacle to race. Obviously, they look great. They look like they're dealing with it really well. But, we've just watched pre-race practice, and this is qualifying. I think as a racetrack with these Gen 3 cars, I think we're in for a really good show here tonight with the 55-minute, particularly. So,
yeah, and in reference to your comments about the speedboat effect that we're seeing out of the Mustang,
man.
Take a look at them when they come down the front straight or they head up towards turn 10 South Bend, when they really start generating some serious rear downforce. I mean, if we think they're low stationary, by the time that big rear wing cops a big dose of fresh air on the back of it, they are proper squatted. And we've even seen them, Davo, doing a couple of little wheel stands there over 7, 8, 9. So, pretty cool stuff. Interesting to see that, a fair few of those cars engineered that way.
Yeah, but not all of them. That's another thing we noticed. They're not all set up like that. So, a few of the drivers choosing for those extremely low ride heights. there as we start to wind down. 5 minutes to go. We will, as my biggest fan and Matchfit's biggest fan, Archie Boy the Parrot, goes off in the background. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're just
we must be in for a big one then if Archie's on
we
the
must
scene.
be in for a big one. We definitely must thank again our sponsors, Allports, GAMAFLARE. We must welcome again our Sky 83 viewers for tuning in. Weekly sponsor, Auto F1, ladies and gentlemen. Automotive finance brokers, man, these guys do everything: cars, bikes, boats, caravans, I think even jet skis, J-Man. So, yeah, awesome to have Auto F1 finance brokers on board. And they also have a sneaky little, I think, redemption deal that I was asked to mention, because if you can refer someone and they get some finance across the line with Auto F1, you yourself will receive a little bit of a cash redemption directly from the people at Auto F1. So awesome work. So if you're looking for a little bit of automotive finance, get in touch. J-Man.
Yeah, nice. Good work. Yeah, well done to those guys. Great to see them come on board, and fantastic opportunity for somebody in the market.
It's on Pepperell at the moment. J-Man has, I think this is probably his last lap there. We saw him sneak up.
Yep.
Into
nice
fifth.
job.
Yep. There, into fifth provisionally the lap before. Car looks good. I mean, even when they're getting it right, it looks a bit sketchy here. It just does. High lateral loads as he rolls up through the S's there and around the old Oak Tree corner, down this back straight. And there's no straight here, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is curved.
Yeah, good job for Lobby too in the recent past. Just put it up there on the front row and does a nice job. 47.6, plays a 47.5 for Retro White. So
very nice.
I think that is
Very
Lobby
nice.
rolling out now.
I think we got a Jensen fan.
You think?
Hello. Yes, and we're Jensen fans as well, to be honest. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, so Scotty McKenzie, pit row start there. Just got pinged there for infringing another driver's lap. So haven't heard too much of the airways. However, yeah, so those of you out there that do support Scotty McKenzie, I think I just correct, 503 car will have a pit lane start. So may just avoid some of the early action, maybe starting from the lane and be able to work his way back into it. It's if any night you've got a little bit more time here with obviously 55 minutes on the cards and a couple of pit stops, so not all down and out. I think on a night like tonight, starting from there. However, pretty hard work when you look at the times up the top at the moment from Retro White, Lob, Leonard, Jones, Pepperell, Brown and co.
Yes.
I mean, these guys will run it hot here for the 55 minutes. It'll be just all about who takes what tyre. Like we mentioned, there's only 2 sets of tyres available. The one you start on, plus 4 more.
As we just see Vandenberg sneak into the pits. The only other car on track was Shane Edgar and Jason Cozzi until just a moment ago as well. J-Man, it's all about this final lap here by the looks of it for Edgar. Or is he, like we just saw from Vandenberg, going to just sneak in for a quick practice run into the pit lane? Remembering these guys are going to do 2 pit stops over this 55-minute format of a race that we're going to see tonight. So, yes, quite often we do see the boys doing a few pit entry practices, and it's on some tracks, J-Man, it is critical, isn't it? I mean, it's last week was a classic example. Super tight, unbelievably tight. Difficult. It's like turning into a car parking space nearly to sneak the car into the pit lane offline. So yes, and we do see Shane Edgar, J-Man, sneaky little pit entry practice there for Edgar. And that is it for qualifying. That will give me a chance to quickly get a little bit more information to you, because we do not want to enter racing when it starts in a moment. So first little thing we need to address, ladies and gentlemen, get your phones out. Like I always say, get the phones out. Get the phones out. Scan that QR code you can see on the top left to the left-hand side of the screen there, and you too could get a sim. Our great promotion, obviously, supported by GAMAFLARE, Matchfit Entertainment, obviously the Supercars NZ boys, Mossa and SIMRACING as well in support. But the only way you will ever get to your chance to scan that QR code is one of the Matchfit Entertainment streams. So it's sort of exclusive to obviously Matchfit Entertainment and Broadcasting Lounge. So get your phones out, guys. Scan that, enter this, no cost to sign up. It's not like you're buying tickets here, ladies and gentlemen, and you too could be driving a Gen 3 supercar next season in that rig. That is worth getting the phone out for and scanning that QR code. Next on the list is this one that only came across my desk a couple of days ago, and I just went, well, okay, let's have a look at that. Supercars NZ do a lot of stuff, obviously, through the week, but we don't normally see a Porsche Cup series in that calendar, and I think they're going to change that. I think they're going to change that in the month of May. Not too far away, a few weeks away. Again, as long as you've got your phone still out, scan that QR code and you can sign up. Maybe you'll be in that new rig. Who knows? But yeah, get your phones out, scan that, and sign up for Supercars NZ Porsche 992 Season 1. That is going to be awesome. We do love a Porsche, J-Man. Again, we are going to thank Allports, obviously, major sponsor of the series, GAMAFLARE on board. As always, if it's got the Supercars NZ brand on it and Matchfit, it is on Auto F1 as well. We are getting, I think, a grid starting to form, a J-Man, which means J-Man and Davo need to get down to business here.
Yeah, cue them up. Ready for a start on this one.
This is going to be a big... I've got this gut feeling that Gen 3 Supercars at Virginia is just... It's a no-brainer. I think this thing's going to work well here. 55-minute format. Standing start. The grid is forming, ladies and gentlemen. Supercars NZ Allports V8 Supercar Autumn Series, ladies and gentlemen. The grid is vast. I think, what do we got, J-Man? Oh, must be 23 or 4 on the track there for this one.
Yeah, I'm showing 25. However, 23 out there at the moment. Still waiting on, looks like Lobby to just make his way to the grid. Obviously, Scotty McKenzie going to start from the lane. Blake Fitz also just waiting on him to get his car to the grid, as we see Lobby's now there. So just waiting on
these guys. They're taking their time, J-Man. What's going on
this
here?
one out. A bit of gamesmanship going on already. Maybe just reaching for the wrench late in the piece here, just making sure everything is locked in.
It's a bit cheeky.
Now we
it's
see,
a bit of a flex, isn't it?
Yeah, I think still got
Oh, I
Callahan.
think we got green
I know,
lights.
lights are up.
haven't we got
Yeah.
green lights, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up, everyone. 55
Green,
minutes.
green.
Virginia International Raceway. Good jump from everybody. Look at Bade in the background. I think it's actually Brown with a massive jump on Jones. Down into one. Good.
Retro
clean,
White, very aggressive.
Good clean start.
Yeah. Leonard straight into it. Rehan straight to the front.
Yeah, and there's Bade actually on Clegg. Vandenberg side by side with Fitz in the background there, J-Man.
Yep.
Fitz is having nothing of it.
Nice clean start so far.
It is.
Yours and Davo. Definitely Rehan on a good jump on the start. He got that thing hooked up. We didn't see so much success the week before. He was struggling to get the line locker working on that car a week ago, but man, he must have done some practice because he got that thing set off like a jet with Retro White and Lob in tow.
As they run up this back straight there, survive the S's. And around the oak tree and up into this tricky little flip-flop as they get over the crest there. And down through the roller coaster, J-Man. Tricky little section of the track
10.
here. Good clean
10.
start.
It's a nice opening lap from the Div 1 team.
Look at this in the background here. Just get a load of from Jason Cossie back. It is epic. And that was the end of the first lap, ladies and gentlemen. I
feel like the boys have just hit the switch and gone, it's enduro time, lads. Just settle down.
Nice work from these boys up the front. Cossie. Just sneaking past Daly there. As they run where the boys are now, up through the S's. Leonard leading that train, and you can see them there. Wheels in the air.
Yeah, and the front three just broken away a little bit here. Obviously, Ryan Jones leading that next big pack in the high performance media Camaro.
Oh, lob nearly into the back of White there, J-Man.
It was very close. You see Brown and Bade running both of them in formation here early in the piece. Phoenix cars, yeah.
So that's Clegg just tucked in front of them there with Stone Street. Not too far behind, J-Man in the Chevy.
Yeah. Daryl Callahan, some good work done already early in lap 2. They're up 4 spots.
And that breakaway from the top 3 only extends even more. Jones leading that second pack of cars there, but he's under a lot of pressure from Pepperell at the moment.
Yeah, you feel like Pepperell wants to go with this front 3. Try and put a move on, get some fresh air.
I would expect so. Off the roof for Pepperell's car here. Through that tricky little complex. That's the 2, 3, 4. And then onto this. Let's just stay on board here, J-Man. Next level. Up the hill. No getting off it till here. Little ease off. Browse the crest of the hill there. And nice work. biased in this one. Massive fan of the Matchfit boys.
Yeah, praying for the valve train on that car this week.
Always. I'm sure he is as well. Oh, there we go. Just picking up on Gunstone there, J-Man. He's sort of like out on his own there a little bit. I mean, I know Jones and Kitcher's not too far behind, but there's a little bit of a break in proceedings there from the back of Stone Street to Gunston. And then just a splattering of cars. Fitz, like I said, Jones, Kitcher, Fitz in there. And then a massive gap back to Cozzy and the rest of that crew. Daly, Callahan, Bradbury, Parlett, and Thomas Freeman, J-Man, in one of the OPR cars.
Yeah, but still very much split up into probably 4 good packs here with this front 3 getting away. Pepperell still trying to work over Ryan Jones here, and he is dragging Claire Brown, Bade, and Stone Street with him. And then we see that next little back to Gunstone. He is in a battle as we see. I think that's Michael Jones, and is that Michael Jones and Noah Kitcher going at it?
Jones and Pepperell. Pepperell's behind.
Hang on, no, it might be, was Fitzy, sorry. It was Fitzy, and yeah, you've got Pete Vanderberg behind him.
Behind him, yeah.
These boys at the front setting a good pace,
Man,
deep into the 48s.
Just picking up on a replay there. Daly running wide.
They're still a few minutes away from that pit window opening, and it makes you wonder who will blink first. They've got around about 35 minutes of race time that it gives them. Obviously, it opens at the 10-minute, closes at 45, and you just got to wonder whether Rattray White there, he's just tucked in behind Ray Hahn, whether he looks to maybe try and do an undercut, get the first one out the way early. They've got a nice little air gap. However, go too early, and you could see yourself come in a little bit of traffic a little too early, so you might want to just stretch this one out a little bit deeper past that 10-minute mark.
Top 3 sort of equalise that gap a little bit. They might be making small gains, but not as much as they did in the first couple of laps there. J-Man, Leonage, White, and Lob in that group. Then back to Jones, Pepperell, Clegg, Brown, Bade, Stone Street, all in a tow. That is quick. Here we go again. Up, and you can see the front wheels in the air.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that was Scotty McKenzie and Heath Parlett going at it side by side, and it's got Ridley Turner pretty excited about as well. He tried to cash in on that party.
Just settling in a little bit. Look, I don't know whether these guys are the top 3. They're just nose to tail, and the IQ of these guys up the front. Sometimes they just don't want to really muck with each other unless there's a mistake. Doesn't look like there's any aggression in that lead pack, and it sort of looks pretty similar, actually. J-Man from 4th down to Stone Street in 9th. So another, that group of 5 or 6 cars there.
Yeah, I think Pepperell was certainly looking to try and make some inroads there, and kind of looked like he wanted to go with the front 3. But now we've just banked another couple of laps there. Looks that pack as well settled down. And like I said, you know, enduro mode now, I mean, endurance-wise, 55 minutes is a relatively short one. However, for these guys that are normally sprint racing on a Tuesday night, it does give them opportunity just to lower the heart rate. pit window has just opened, Davo.
So 10 minutes in, viewers. That means the door is open for the first of the pit stops, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see some early stops here with, particularly in a bunch of cars like what you're here from Jones down to Stone Street. J-Man, you know, like, am I getting held up? Should I just get out of this battle and try and make it up in the pit lane? That next group as well, Gunston. It's Gunston, Jones, Kitcher, Fitz, and I think it's Vanderberg. Yeah, Vanderberg tucked on the back. So three clear groups of cars there, obviously the lead three. But then Jones to Stone Street and then Gunston back to Vanderberg sort of takes us out to the 14 mark.
Gunstone first in the lane.
Gunstone in. Yep.
Yeah, Gunstone
definitely.
first to the lane. So opting to get out of that traffic. Maybe potentially got a little bit more pace on board than where he is in the pack. I think he's had a couple of Red Bulls, Wally. He's excited. We love it. Always encourage the chat.
Always. So Edgar holding down 23rd position, and I think Gunstone, like you said, now just rolling out of the pits. Actually, there you go.
Yes, 11.9 seconds there for Gunston. I'll just double check that. Yeah, 11.9 on the jack, 28 seconds pit lane time. So be interested to see how that plays out. Like I said, the drivers do have an additional set of tyres, whether they look to replace the loaded side, maybe in both stops or maybe just in one. I mean, there's certainly plenty of options out there for them in this race with 2 compulsory pit stops here tonight. There's the front 3 come around again. They stay in it. They don't peel off. So I'm looking for the pack. I'm just seeing what's going on. They're all just willing just to press on for now. I do see a car peeling in, and I think that is Noah Kitcher in the TKR car. Comes down to the lane. Who do I have winning? Ooh, too early to tell.
It is a little early. Well, obviously we can't rule out the top 3 there. But look, I'll tell you what, we got Ryan Jones in one of the DPR cars there. J-Man very sideways, big armful of lock there. Just coming out of the left-hander. And even Pepperell there, working it. Here we go again. Up through the S's, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. What a show. Bam!
Jumps it through 7. Preloads the car to the apex of 8. Wow. Beautiful stuff there from Ryan Jones, with Russell Pepperell mirroring every move at the moment, as is Fraser Clegg. Nice little showing there. And then the 2 cars there, Brown and Bay, the team cars just tucked in behind. And Troy Stone Street has done a nice job. It's just sitting right in the pocket there at the moment with these boys.
Absolutely.
So just having a look there, I mentioned Noah Kitcher, sorry, Davo came to the pit lane. He was a 5.62 at 19.9, however, still comes out behind Gunston, but does have sights on track, as you were.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't think you could, I wouldn't be ruling out a podium for any of the boys down to probably 9th position at the moment. You just never know what could happen in a 55-minute race here. The boys, the top 3, very handy, but you just see back a shot there, viewers. That pack behind them there is not too far away, and all keen to snap up a podium position if there's a mistake made from the top 3. So Jones, let's get actually just over the top of Jones's car. So he's leading that pack in 4th position. There's the top 3. They're right there. So a little bit of biff and barge, or a little bit of indiscretion.
Yeah, no, it's a good call. No, it's a good call, Davo. Just looking at the lap times, and if I give you the top 9 last lap round, and in the 49 brackets, I'm just going to call it in the 9s. So starting with Rehan, 9.6, 9.5, 9.4, 9.5, 9.3, 9.3, 9.4, 9.5, 9.6, 9.6, 9.5, 9.8. And that takes you down to Pete Vanderberg and P12. So the top 12 are running on the leader's pace. And like I mentioned,
Look at Pepperell and Clank there, Jamie.
Yeah, the pace is dictated, I feel, at the moment. I literally feel like Rehan is dictating the race pace at the moment, and for the front 3. And also, Ryan Jones, very much just in a comfort zone here, happy to run on that pace. He ran a 9.5, so he was quicker than Rehan the last lap around, equal to Rattray White. So I think they're just happy to settle at the moment and click the laps off. What we do know is, the pit window does close at 45, and they've got 2 stops to make. So it is going to get really, really busy shortly.
Rayan in, J-Man.
The lane.
There you go.
Yep. So we've seen a 5.62 to be the fastest on the jack. We'll watch this one, see how quick it is.
Is this him just controlling the race again to a certain extent? And you can see the timer ticking actually on the board there as he drops back down there. 11.3 seconds it shows on the board.
Yeah, so I'm saying that he's paid an invoice now to receive a bank balance later, because I'm saying that was a little longer than I was expecting, but I reckon he's opted based on his track position. He's come out, he's got Thomas Freeman up ahead of him unstopped. He knows that a good portion of the field are going to stop shortly. The likelihood he could have cost himself some track position if Rattray White and Lob opt for a shorter stop now. He will be better later on. So Rehan, I think, playing the long game early here.
Yeah, again, it's a sneaky little way of controlling the race, isn't it? To a certain extent.
Wow.
By just
he had the lead, so he forces.
But there you go. He's just forcing the hand, isn't he?
He has forced the hand, and Robbie Bradbury not happy about something, and there's no front on that car. You can see all the brake ducting on the front of that car.
Let's have a look what's going on with Mr. Bradbury there, and there is actual contact there with Mackenzie. I suspect that was J-Man. He did hit that hard. Look, ever so slight of touches, but just right at the wrong time. They were just starting to lean on the throttle to run out up the hill. Yeah, so tricky stuff.
Rattray White and Pepperell in the lane, as well as Fitz-Jones also. So this is a big moment here for Rattray, who came in out of the lead, but was second behind Rehan as well. So look for that. We know that Rehan was about 11.3. We can see Rattray White going even bigger. He's in there deep for this one. 15.93 is my calculation.
Wow.
Yeah, 5.03 cops the drive through. So that was the Bradbury, and I think the other car was...
Okay, where does this just...
Scotty McKenzie
come out here? Leonard's in the lead, makes a very healthy gap, J-Man, on Zach White.
So I thought he was the one that was going to cost himself, but he's obviously, that's the shorter maybe of the 2 stops there. I'm not sure, but I tell you what, he's got some real estate between himself and Zach now.
He can just sort of focus on his race a little bit more too here without having to watch his mirrors. Man, that car looks quick, J-Man.
Yep. And sets the fastest lap of the race too, as well. In the interim as well, does Rehan with a 48.4. So, nice lap as it leaves Lobby now all on his lonesome out there. Davo's got a big ear gap back to that Ryan Jones, Fraser Clegg battle.
And stays out too, mind you.
Oh, is that Jones and Stone Street in the lane?
Okay, so they were on in that. Well, Stone Street, I think, was the last car in that mid pack there earlier. So, ooh, Jones as well in the lane.
So look for Rayhan to come down the front straight past those boys as he does that now. So what do we got?
Vandenberg in the lane, McKenzie as well in the lane, ladies and gentlemen.
Stone Street opting for a 15-second stop. Jones for a 20:18.9 for Pepperell. Kitcher bought himself some track position, Davo, with that 5.62, so he's got a bit of work to do in the lane next time through. But Lobby looking to run this one relatively long. Be interested to see if anybody out there thinks that not quite back to back, but two very, very close pit stops back to each other might work as well. So Rayhan, first of the pit stoppers, as we mentioned, lap 9, 11.2 seconds on the jacks. Season pretty much gonna, as this thing settles down, go back to the front unless the likes of Lobb, Clegg, Brown, Bade and co do a very quick stop. But I think Clegg, Brown and Bade were just a little too far back. However, Lobb could buy himself some track position with an efficient stop there.
Clegg into the pit lane, J-Man, as we see Brown and Bade continue on their merry way, but Fraser Clegg, who was actually just in front of those two AAA cars there, in the pit lane. So, what is their next move? Do they cover it off? These guys flying in formation. We saw these boys actually on Sunday as well doing very similar stuff here.
Yep. So Rattray White there just coming into a little bit of contact with Fraser Clegg. So Fraser Clegg opting for a 5-second shorter stop and gets the car out worthy of a replay, Davo, down there at turn 1 and really didn't give anything away. He said, well, basically, Rattray White, if you want it, you're going to have to earn it. And that just plays well and truly into Rayhan's hands with a around about a 5-second difference between the stops. And then if I have a look out on track, we've got about 5.9, so 6.5 seconds back to Rattray White now as Rayhan. So he's overcome the deficit.
And he's still behind Clegg, J-Man, just quietly as well. So that
So keep growing.
Yeah.
So pit stop timing is everything, as well as obviously on the jacks is important. But yeah, this is kind of undoing Rattray White's strategy here of stopping for longer in the first stop.
Yep.
It buys Rayhan a bit of time here, and it'll be interesting to see what Lobby does here, because he's in the commanding position now and he's run this car quite long compared to the others. We're now 24 minutes into this race and he is lapping. Last lap around for him was a 48.8 with the best lap of a 48.6, so no issues at all on those tyres. So maybe tyres not a factor here tonight, maybe all about the fuel. As we just scroll down through as well, Gunstone. Okay, so that's Kitcher, Gunstone, Blake Fitz, relatively close out on track, heading down to turn 1. And that is 10th, 11th and 12th, Davo. A little bit of an air gap back to Scotty McKenzie, who I think had to serve that drive-through penalty. He has got Michael Jones tucked up in behind him. So, Darren Lobb goes. Where is he? I'm just trying to see where he is. The 99 car. Okay, so he is coming up to the top of the hill, winding his way down now. Is this the lap that he decides to come in and make the stop?
He's got to be thinking about, oh, he runs again,
carries
J-Man.
on.
So where
I
are
want
we?
to see what the lap type is. It was an 8.8 last time through. This time is a 9.0, so a couple of tenths away from his last lap, but still very respectable. What
Lap
is
15.
Rattray White through on Clegg?
Bade in the pit lane too, J-Man. Brown stays out, so maybe the two teammates, trading pit stops. One lap to the other, slightly different. There goes Leonage.
Okay, Bates at
Bade's out.
15.2.
Bade's run. He's on the roll there. There goes Zach.
Stone Street's coming as well.
Oh, here we go. What's this? Just gets out in front of Stone Street there, J-Man. Only just.
Yes, so Stone Street going for a shorter stop has undercut Russell Pepperell or Ryan Jones
Yep.
as well. I'm not going to say Noah Kitcher because he wasn't actually in that. He's actually made his way forward with that 5.62 stop. So he's got a lot more to pay for in the next one. But as we mentioned, just try and pick up on the margin now. 6.9 seconds is the margin. Rayhan Leonage has got over Rattray White, and a 5-second difference in the pit stops. So about a 1.9 second difference there to play with.
Lob. When's he going to go, J-Man? What do you reckon?
I don't know. He's got a plan. He's got a plan.
Going again. He's going around again.
Yeah, he's got a plan. I'll tell you what, it's going to be around closer to the half an hour mark. We know that he's got to get both of them done before the 45 mark. So, is it a strategy of back-to-backing them and looking for fresh air?
We are pretty much exactly halfway, time-wise in the race, J-Man. That was the halfway mark. We just ticked past. Lob stays out. Look, most of them have done pit stop, haven't they? Let's just get that little graphic up here. Let's just get that up on the totem there so the viewers can have a quick sneaky peek there.
Yeah, Scotty McKenzie, William Brown, and Darren Lobb still got to make theirs.
Yeah.
So Brown going with Lobby here on that strategy. So he's just mirroring the leader here. 9.2 last round for Lobby is probably one of the slower laps I've seen him do lately. However, compared to Rayhan with an 8.6 and White with the 9.1, he's not far off of White, so he's still in the mix. However, Rayhan looking with the undercut to improve on this because he's consistently be banking those mid 48s at the moment. So he's on a program. It's going to see him very hard to beat in this phase of the race.
Yeah, and I reckon
And
he's well, obviously, Clegg held.
7.2 he has gapped.
He's way gapped him. Clegg really did hold up. And rightly so, Clegg racing for position. Held up Zach White.
Lobby in the lane. Brownie following him in as well. So there you go, the two leaders.
There you go. So Brown, Jetsa Bades, teamy there, J-Man. And Lobby is Vandenberg's teamy. So nice work from Lobby. Brown, where are these two going to come out? Where's Leonage? There he comes.
Yeah,
Cross
easy.
past both of them. Here comes Zachary.
15.4 for Lobby. He's very close to Rattray White's pit time. And it's going to be tight when they come out the lane.
Just sneaks past Bade there.
Yep. So Bade, good job to get in front.
He got in
there
front of
of
Clegg
Fraser
too,
Clegg.
as well. Yes, nice work. So a little bit of a gain maybe there. See if we can bring up the pit times there. There we've got a full list of them. So Bade's with a 15.2, 15.3 for Lob. There is another compulsory pit stop there, isn't there, J-Man? So there's definitely strategy here, whether they take the long or the short one. Where are they going to go?
Yeah, Ryan Jones in the lane now, Davo, and Callahan, Cossey as well. So Pepperell, okay. Pepperell's been in as well again, by my calculation. Are you getting a read on that? Pepperell to the lane twice. First of the two stoppers. Yes, it is. Second stop was a 10.9 on lap 16. So just gone a lap ago. So that's Pepperell gone twice. So he's one that's thrown the strategy gauntlet out there as well, Davo.
Yes. Yes.
Rayhan goes for the second stop now. So there you go. They've still got effectively, what, 13 and a half, 14 and a half minutes left to go before the lane closes. But Rayhan's going to get this one in. And I think beautiful timing as well. Just look to see what this looks like on paper for Rayhan. Expecting it to be somewhere around about the 18 seconds. 17.97. There you go. Gunstone, Jones, Daly, all in. So a lot of the second stops pretty close to the first ones and getting it all done. Dave, going to be a big sprint home. And what would kind of be a standard session on a normal race night from here on out. Don't count out Darren Lobb here. 15.4 was the stop. 15.9 was Retro White's. They're separated by around 3 seconds. And William Brown now starting to apply a lot of pressure to the back of Retro White. Dave, I didn't see this coming, but he is there to fight.
Out of the Triple Eight with Jensen Bay, these guys are quick, J-Man. We saw them on Sunday running in formation, very similar to what they were doing there just earlier in this race. In the Road America race over at Matchfit events, and that is Zach White in the pit lane, J-Man.
Yeah, so Rayhan stopping for just shy of 18 seconds. Picking that Retro Whites is going to be a little bit shorter here. However, it was over 7 seconds was the margin, and he had a lot of pressure at the time from Will Brown.
And remembering Clegg, he did get held up by Clegg as he left the pit lane the first time. So, it's the damage done already. Blake Fitz also in the pit lane.
13 plays 18. Rayhan goes through, but look at the margin. It has certainly come back.
It's crushed.
It's not 7.2 anymore.
No, it's halved by the looks of it. So these guys
has. It might be a couple of seconds on corrected order. Rayhan's tyres be a lap better up to speed, and you might see that just blow out a little bit more as Retro White just gets this thing to 10. But it has certainly given us a battle on. But don't discount Darren Lobb, and we know how close Will Brown was. Now, Brown's first stop was a 10.7 versus Retro White's. I think he was around 15.9, so maybe a little bit more to go. Robbie Bradbury not happy about something to race control. Tavo, no, don't know if it's worthy of a look.
We'll have a look anyway.
So an 8-0 for Darren Lobb last lap around as Davo reaches for the replay folder. And what a great time to do it. We saw Lobby run long, came in, stopped, did a 15.5-second stop, so which was probably comparable to what we saw out of Rattray White. And why am I getting... Okay. Righto, Dave, what have you unpacked there?
Not much.
Not much?
Not
That's
much.
okay.
Not
Probably
much.
still worthy of a look, but...
Yeah, we searched, we hunted for what was going on with Bradbury. Couldn't dig anything up. We've got Clegg in the pit lane and Noah Kitcher. I do know that. We've got Bob in the lead. Will Brown behind Jensen Bade. Brown and Bade, teammates there. Bade's only done one stop though, hasn't he? Has both of those boys only done one stop? Let's have a look.
So you've only got, the front three have only stopped once.
There you go.
You've got Ridley Turner in the lane making his second as well. And then I think the other one was Thomas Freeman. And then I think Robbie Bradbury's still to stop. Yeah, so for me, Lobby has, we saw these guys just hovering around those 48 4s, 48 5s in the opening stint. The gloves are off now. We just saw Lobby do that 48-0. Rayhan has done a 48-0 as well. So, cue the pace.
Yeah, well, it's on, isn't it?
It is on. I'm just trying to have a look at the gap. We know that it's
how
roughly
many
costing them about...
How many minutes we got? Sorry to interrupt there. How many minutes have we got? It's only like about 4 minutes or 3 minutes or something before the window closes. Is that right, or a little bit more?
No, you got more. 45 minutes. At 45 minute mark, it closes currently 37.
Okay, so we've got about 8 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But for me, the pit lane time was 43 seconds for Rehan. It was 37 seconds for Zach Rattray White. That is what Lobby's got to consider. And Brownie. Bade's going to be in the hunt, but I'll just try and bring up the margin, see how far those guys are off from the lead of this race. And looks to be Rayhan is around about 35 seconds off the lead of this race. So, I tell you, I think Rayhan is done enough to get Lobby here, unless Lobby's got something special in the pit lane. But it's going to be tight between Rattray White and Russell Pepperell doing a nice job as well, playing himself into this one. He got ahead of Fraser Clegg as well, post pit stops.
Yeah, Clegg doing a great job, J-Man. Sort of didn't come up on my radar in pre-race and qualifying, but here he is running in 6th position, now in front of Bade as well. We saw him go into battle with Zach White as well after the first pit stop. So stunning work from Fraser Clegg, J-Man, chasing down Pepperell, mind you.
Yeah.
At the moment, so.
Yeah, so if we have a look at that, so last lap round for Pepperell was a 9-1, 51.3 for Clegg. That might be a cycle up lap, I think, because he went in on lap 19 of 21 versus Pepperell went 16. So Pepperell was on par for his second stop at the same time that Lobby went for his first stop. That's Brown and Lobb going at 16 for their first.
So there's your last lap times there, ladies and gentlemen. How many pit stops have been cleared? Well, there you go. Darren Lobb, the only car yet to pit, as we see Will
17.3.
just coming out of the pit lane now. Where does he land?
There is Pepperell.
He's in a whole bunch of clear air. You can see Pepperell. He's coming. It was clear air for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, an 8-9 last lap for Lobby versus an 8-4 for Leonardo and an 8-3 for Rattray White, because that's what he's got to consider. Every tenth that he burns out on the racetrack running this thing long, Obviously, he's got not much fuel to put on the deeper he goes into this one. He's got just under 5 minutes to think about making the stop and calculate what that looks like and give himself enough time in the 10 minutes to either defend or attack, whichever way it might come out. I think based on that 34.2 seconds, the margin is just a little too tight based on what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing many numbers under 37 seconds to transit and do the job on the second stop. Will be just a little bit away, but maybe very, very close to Rattray White, who's 2.3 seconds off the back of Rayhan, which puts him in close proximity to where Lobby might come out. So still very much on the cards for a podium, as Will Brown is another 7 seconds down the road. So I think it's definitely a podium performance at this point, viewers. However, we could see some magic in the pit lane happen. I'm sure he's crunched the numbers and knows what he's doing. Very much full-time gig here for Lobby. We've seen him just consummately perform at the highest level. So obviously Rayhan and Zach just trying to keep everything honest as well, as we see those boys come through again. 48.6, 48.5. However, a little bit of a response there for Lobby, 48.8. So he's still lapping very, very nicely. Fraser Clegg starting to close in now, Davo and Russell Pepperell. You called a little earlier.
Yeah, it's Pepperell looking a little bit. I don't know why. We normally see Pepperell sort of constantly moves forward in the sprint races very well, but here on this in this format tonight, the 55-minute race, just looks like he's struggling a bit, particularly down in this last stint here. And look at Clegg all over the back of him now, like right up on him. There we go, up the hill, through the S's. Get those wheels in the air, over that crest, down that little dip there and into the Oak Tree corner. Couple of replays here. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's actually Rian just sneaking past Will Brown in the pits. Hardly worth a flashback. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get back to Pepperell v Clegg. And these guys doing a stunning job. Quickly, well, you can see the data on the totem on the tower there right now. There, the gains and losses over the race for the boys. You know, pretty standard stuff at the top, couple up, maybe one or two down here and there. Stand out immediately is position 9 there. Blake Fitz up 5 positions from his starting positions. Also, if you look further down, Darryl Callahan 5 positions up from his starting position. So well done to those boys. Who you got eyes on, J-Man? As well, let's sneak back down to Gunstone just because I like the look of this car. So let's go and have a look at that. Awesome stuff in the retro style. Wow, I don't have to tell you what that car is themed of because it's very damn obvious and it looks fantastic. So,
Can you hear me, mate?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, sorry. I was just calling for a replay on Lob's pit exit there, mate, because it was super tight with Rattray White. And that was a critical point of the race. White got Lobby in the pits, but by the smallest of margin, and they are close to tail out on track now, Davo. So
White looked like he wanted to go to the inside. Lobby held it. Is Rayan.
just too much pace on the front straight as they head up to turn 1. But that has set up a scorch now. 2.1 seconds the margin Rayhan over Rattray White and Lob. You can see him there. Don't even need to quote the margin. He's right there. And we have got a three-way battle for the final 10 minutes of this race here. Scheduled for 55.
Nothing's changed. So.
No. No, we just threw 45 minutes in there. There's 45 minutes there. We really could have gone away, come back.
In there somewhere. Yeah. Look, what has changed? It's actually Will Brown's in 4th position now, J-Man. So we've got to give a big shout out to Brown.
And Clegg's still hounding Pepperell.
Pepperell in 5th, but could that change? Quite possibly. 10 more minutes of racing yet. Oh, as we just see those boys lift off over the top of that crest there. Clegg, hot pursuit. Jensen Bade over the crest down to Oak Tree Corner. Stone Street J-Man has been back of shot on camera, leading the pack here, there and everywhere all night, and there he is, continues to stay in touch in 8th position. Fitzy, can't miss that one. The high vis green. Blake Fitz at the wheel in that Chevy. Stunning looking car. Jones right up behind him there, so he'd want to keep his focus. Noel Kitcher, J-Man, in a whole bunch of fresh air with Gunstone and Vanderberg trailing behind. Actually, let's give these other boys a little bit of more airtime. Travis Daly, we saw Daly and Cossey actually early in the race. A great ding-dong battle. Trading positions there for the first 20 minutes or so. Callahan in the background, Jones, Parlett.
Yeah. Good
Turn
stuff.
up, Mackenzie and Edgar, J-Man, and I think the one on the back of the list there's Robbie Bradbury, and he's had a tough race, J-Man. We've seen that car into the wall and off track more than once tonight, but stunning looking car actually. I do like that car to look at. So, Robbie Bradbury, 22nd position. And it looks like potentially could be lapped just quietly by Ryan because he's coming. He's coming. Oh, lob on Zach too, J-Man. Damn, those guys are close. Zach got it, Zach. These guys have played the game in the pit lane tonight, haven't they?
Well, it's an important battle. Rattray White leading the championship, 560 points, 488. Darren Lobb in second over Rayhan and third at 450. So these are the top three in the championship. No surprises there. So I'm just, and obviously, this one here is a big one. I don't know what the point structure is for the Enduros, but I can imagine that there's a fair bit on offer for one race, and Lobby knows what's at stake here. And I tell you, the strong point for him last lap round was certainly coming into 3, 4, 5 before they head up the hill. We know that that's pretty much flat chat, not many passing opportunities under full acceleration up there, but start of the lap he was applying a lot of pressure, pretty much I think in the zone that they were just in as I was calling that. And once again we head up through the roller coaster here, up through the Snake, heading up to 7, 8, 9 now. This is where we see them get a bit of air time. Front wheels in the air for Rattray White, big time, with Lobby right in the back of shot there. Rayhan doing a nice job just holding that. It's between 2 and 2.5 at times, but the pace is certainly pretty frantic. 48.9 last that round for Leonard.
White off track. White off track, J-Man.
Littlest mistake.
Oh, it's slightest mistake. Here we go. Watch it. We'll just watch this. And it just looked like it just pinched up in the rears a little bit. He had to just modulate the braking there. Car went deep. I mean, these guys are like right at the limit. So that slight modulation meant you're off track, aren't you, J-Man?
Yeah, and just that mistake and then a pass, we saw it go from 2.1 seconds was the margin, Rayhan to Zach Retro White. Now it's 2.6 seconds to Darren Lobb. Obviously made that pass cautiously down the inside, and those boys get to carry on.
Clegg over Pepperell, J-Man. This is not going away. How long have we got? We've got under 5 minutes, viewers. And thank you for all tuning in, too. This is awesome. As we suspected here, Gen 3 V8 Supercars from Australia at Virginia International Raceway. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Please hit the like and subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications. But yeah, give us a thumbs up. Viewers, help support Matchfit Entertainment and Supercars NZ in the process. It's only because you've got such big ones, Warren.
Anywho,
Will Brown in a nice, healthy little bit of clean air there. Look, I don't know. Look, Brown and Baines' pace are very similar.
Yep.
So neither of them have been in a scuffle. Neither of them been off track. So clearly Brown has played the right cards in the pit lane, J-Man, here tonight to be well in front of Bain.
yeah.
He's way back.
And yeah, he is. And I think, you know, pit stops a couple to consider there. Just might not have gone quite right. Maybe a little bit of traffic. Timing on coming out. Speaking of timing, Rayhan just having to make his way around a lap car. And I think that could have been...
Oh, that was Bradbury.
Bradbury. Yeah. As we see, look at Retro White trying to line up a move now. Down to...
On lob into one.
Yeah, on lob into one. He's right there. He got a great run off the final turn and sized him up. And now they've got to deal with this bit of traffic. And we know what that means. It can, if you catch it at the wrong time and they don't get out the way, where opportunities are made.
And even if Bradbury, you know, has got the right spatial awareness, gives them the space, gets the timing right, it's just a break in their concentration, isn't it, J-Man? That could be all it takes. A little bit of a flash of the headlights, a lobby there.
Yep.
And we'll get off the roof of Zach's car here, J-Man. Just watch our lobby and himself deal with this. Oh, inside there. And again, like I said, Bradbury saw him coming, got offline. The lobby nearly threw it off, and then Zach has definitely got out in the grass just behind him there. So, oh my, well.
Yeah. Cost them a half a second for sure, because just looking at the margin now, 3.2, 3.3 seconds now. So Rayhan getting there first, which often isn't a luxury, but just managing to clear him in maybe a more efficient spot. Lobby there got lucky. I tell you what, Retro White was looking to make an opportunity of that, and it just came unstuck a little for him there.
Wow. That was a very close little exchange going on there, J-Man. And, I mean, we called it as they led up to it there. And it pretty much played out exactly like we were talking about there. Just that slightest lapse in concentration. Ever so slightly offline. And, whew, that could have been way bigger than it just was. So, nice work from all the boys involved, including Bradbury, J-Man, to be honest.
Yeah, and so this will be, basically for my calculation, this is going to be the final lap.
This is going to be it.
So one more lap to hang on for Lob. I wouldn't say Rayhan because he's got a nice 3.5 second gap up the road. Be highly unlikely to see him throw that away. Have a Retro White with a big push now.
Clegg.
And
Clegg, bro.
Clegg as well with a big push with one to go.
This is it. There's not even one to go. This is going to be it. That car has looked quick all night, J-Man. Lob.
Yeah, super solid. Got the start, jumped from second row, and got these boys off the start and done nothing but look forward.
Zach again, so sideways. So sideways.
Pushing hard.
We saw it live there, but you can see it here again. Oh, no. There it is. Big lock up in the rears. Same corner. J-Man.
Yep.
And gets that car also just out.
Rayhan. Yep.
Wow.
Does the job.
Down through the roller coaster. J-Man.
Yeah, great advertisement there for Matchfit, Entertainment, GAMAFLARE and Supercars NZ there, because the car is plastered in it. It's a bit of quizzies on there as well, so well done to Rayhan. Kind of really just dictated that one early and then came away with the sweeps over Darren Lobb, who had work to do, and got the pass on Retro White with a mistake, hung on to it.
Look how close those two are. Pepperell.
Yeah, Pepperell and Clegg.
Whoa. Good solid finish. Bade and Stone
Bade
Street.
comes home for a 7th, yeah.
Bade and Stone Street were particularly close as well, as is, here we go, Blake, Fitz and Jonesy.
Yeah, good battle there going as well. Kitcher just trying to hold off. Late in the piece, Hyde trying to hold off Gunstone.
Gets all up on the throttle there. Nearly binned it.
And Vanderberg not too far away from that one as well, because I flashed the lights and maybe says thanks for the show, boys. That was pretty cool to watch.
Very cool to watch.
Ryan Jones through over Jason Cossey, Daryl Callahan, Travis Daly. Oh, going really slow there is Travis Daly. Maybe a fuel issue there for Travis.
The Ford's turned into it. Tesla.
Yeah, where is Parlett?
Oh, no, Parlett's coming.
The line?
He's coming.
He's got him. Oh,
as is
Scotty
McKenzie.
McKenzie's coming.
And Turner. And Edgar. And bloody hell, J-Man. Bradbury.
Yeah.
Is heading down the back straight. Travis Daly stranded. Meters.
Yep. Race control just got him the option for a tow.
Just meters from the start-finish line. And Bradbury with a tough race tonight. Bringing it home. 22nd.
All right, as we just see guys starting to make their way to the driver's lounge, ready for a bit of a chat. Rayhan's already there, just waiting on Retro White and Darren Lobb.
Okay.
Now, I will bring Retro White from P3 up into the booth, Davo, for, what was a fantastic battle. Zach, you got us on comms?
Yeah, mate, gotcha.
Mate, fantastic qualifying performance and great start to the race. Just talk to us a little bit about that there yourself, Rayhan and Lobby. Was it all calm and collected at the start? It looked like you guys were sort of just dictating an early race pace, not pushing too hard. Was that the call?
Yeah, the start of the race was alright. It was pretty relaxed. It was kind of just fuel saving and doing the pace that Rayhan was doing, and it was comfortable then. It's just after the stop it kind of went downhill and spiraled a bit. So, but no, the first part of the race is pretty smooth. Yeah,
so the option there obviously looked good. You obviously Rayhan looked slightly quicker in the stop, so you obviously opting to maybe buy yourself some track position later on, but probably just the Fraser Clegg thing sort of upset your rhythm there to close that gap. Otherwise, I feel like it would have been a whole lot tighter. Was that the call?
Yeah, well, it didn't help. I sprayed the tyres when I dropped off the Jackson first stop, so I didn't take tyres in the first stop, so it'll be a little bit fresher in the second stint due to the fuel saving. But yeah, the Fraser Clegg thing was one thing in itself. Probably wasn't involved in my race and decided to get involved. So it is what it is. But yeah, that kind of ruined my tyres even further. And so second stop, mate, did you actually grab a tyre on that second one? Yeah. Took tyres at the last stop, hoping to kind of get some pace back, but it
All four or loaded side?
all four.
Okay. And no lack of commitment. A couple of times there up at Oak Tree, Zach, pushing really hard to get that one back off of Lobby. Obviously, just a little bit of a push deep, little pinch of the rears, and you gathered it up nicely and pushed on pretty hard for the last few to try and grab that one back. It was pretty exciting to watch, but just got away on you a couple of times up there. Might have been the difference.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not even too. I'm a little baffled by it, to be honest. Like some of the times I had it off, I wasn't really trying to push hard or anything. It kind of just understeered and got onto the marbles and lost the rear. So I don't really feel like I was doing anything wrong per se. Obviously I was, since I didn't keep it on the grey stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit miffed by it, to be honest.
A little bit to unpack there for Zach, our current series, championship series leader though, so still in the mix, mate, and certainly was a great performance. You had us fully entertained, especially the trio, the way that you guys took off and dictated it. I mean, we've just come off the back of an endurance round this weekend, and it looked very, very familiar of what we're seeing at the front. You guys super disciplined, a lot of respect, and hey, look, mate, well done on a P3 tonight. And if you want to shout out your sponsors, mate, now's your chance.
Yeah, all the guys in the clips, of course, they do a mega job. They never seem to stop working. So yeah, just a big shout out to them, and of course you guys in the broadcast.
Awesome stuff, mate. Well done. Under no illusion, we'll be talking again this time next week, mate. So well done on that one, Zach. Enjoy your night, mate.
Sweet, thanks, guys.
There you go. Zach Retro White here from P3. Man, any one of these guys could have taken that. But cue the next guy. Pretty familiar to us. He grabbed him mid-conversation because we're clearly more important. Sorry, Lobby.
Well, we just are.
Yeah.
Hey, just look, accept it, right?
Yeah, just take it as it comes. But look, fantastic race. I want to talk to you a little bit about unpacking that for us. So I just said to Zach, look, very race pace dictated from the three of you at the front. Pretty calm for the opening stint. You opted to go longer. Just talk to us about that and what your strategy was with the first stop running long, tyres taken / fuel in the stops. What did that actually look like on paper, tyres wise?
A bit of panic, to be honest.
Okay.
I didn't really, Round didn't really surprise me putting as early as he did, because we were managing to save a lot of fuel behind it, and it looked like we kind of went hard for 6 or 7 laps and only then started to save. We had been saving kind of right up until that point. And I kind of just chuckled because I actually thought Zach would carry on for at least another 6 or 7 laps, and I kind of figured at that stage, I don't know, I'll probably attempt to slow a lap, so if I just sit in the draft behind him, I'll probably be able to make up that difference in saving fuel. And then all of a sudden he pitted, and there was no point in following him in, so I tried to use JLT to kind of just run as long as I could, and then figure out how much fuel I could take new tyres and get into a gap. Which is pretty much what I managed to do. That's why I ended up taking about 30 odd litres on that first stop, and a set of tyres to put myself in that gap to really maximise the new tyres. And I spent too much of that last stint trying to wonder if JLT was going to do an extra lap or do a lap short. And what I probably should have been doing is just watching lap times, because I kind of matched the guys at the beginning of the stint and then started to lose 2 to 3 tenths. And I think if I had pitted 4 or 5 laps earlier, I may have just come out ahead of Graham, or at least in his draft. So I sat behind Zach after that pit stop for about 4 or 5 laps, hoping he'd bridge the gap. But I then started to get away 2 tenths a lap, 3 tenths a lap, and I just saw we weren't going to bridge it. And then it just kind of started to think, okay, how can I, where can I make a move to try to salvage second place up on thing? And unfortunately, Zach pulled a few wides, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, and I think those critical moments, obviously, we're privy to having all the time in the world, plus the numbers in front of us, Darren. And I think that point where you came out in between the first and second stop, and you smashed in that 40.019, which actually stood to the end of the race as being the fastest lap out there. So congrats on that one as well. That's a nice little accolade. A nice little accolade to have.
Forgot about that. That's a nice one to take away.
Yeah, so the timing on that was critical. Obviously, immediately after that, Rehan banked a 48.046, so it was almost like he responded to it. However, we watched those great lap times for a little bit, and then I just called a few times there where the boys, you were probably giving away a couple of tenths to them, and I know you're on a strategy, you went late, you went long and late stint one. I knew that it'd be pretty tight just due to the pit lane timer. However, there was that little bit in there that probably negated, like you mentioned, the Rehan fight. But certainly, I knew it was going to be tight between you and Zach, and it did. But look, kudos to the performance, mate. It was once again, it was very dictated by the top three right from the onset, and finished that way really too. I think just the traffic a little bit in there. I think you guys coming past. Davo, who was it? Was it
Robbie Bradbury.
Robbie Bradbury. That was kind of awkward, to be honest. I saw you flash the lights, and Rehan certainly got right a passage there compared to you two boys, and that certainly cost Retro White as well. But favourable to you in the end, but not towards the gap at the front. But well done on a P2 on a great night, and mate. Yeah, always good to see you out there in the winner's circle. Any sponsors, friends, and family you want to shout out, Darren?
Yeah, it's nice to be able to run with. I was saying to the two guys in chat just as you kind of grabbed me out. It's nice to be able to run there and thereabout with them. You know, this track does flat road a little bit, but you know, pretty much the whole season I've been stuck in that battle. I was kind of third, fourth, fifth, and the racing's good, but you know, you just use a bit of strategy to jump them. With this one, I think I genuinely had pace to kind of run closer to the front, and the slipstream just helped bridge that little bit of a gap. So the worst part is I've done a heap of races this week, so if I need to keep that up and run with these guys, I can't get away with just arriving on the night. I'm going to end up having to do 4 or 5 officials like I've done this week, and I'm not going to be able to maintain that. My heart won't make it. I'm not going to bed that late at night. But anyway, it was good fun. Big thanks to the guys at DPR. We had a few guys in Discord, and Darcy was playing crew chief and giving me the rundown on strat and when to go and monitoring gaps and that sort of thing. So it's always nice to have a few DPR cars in the race. We also had a car in Split 2, so it's nice to have representation in Supercars NZ, and always nice to have mates in the radio kind of coaching you along.
That's good.
Not letting the panic moments get to your head, right?
That's right.
And you do it very, very well, Darren. So congrats to you, mate, and that bodes well with the championship points as well at the moment too. So well done, just one up over the series leader at the moment. So bridges that gap a little bit, and mate, intriguing battle forming throughout the series. So thank you very much, my friend, and enjoy that one.
All right, thanks, boys. See you next week.
Good on you, mate.
See you, mate.
Thank you, Darren Lobb, ladies and gentlemen.
And cometh. I mean, this guy did it from the start. Rehan, you got us on comms?
Yes, I'm here.
Mate, I mean, we've had the two other boys in here already, and the flavour's been very much to start with about the dictation of the race pace at the start, and realistically, that was dominated by you. Great jump off the start, and then just talk to us about that. You'd have been fully aware the two guys behind you were fuel saving. Just talk to us a little bit. I queried them on their pit strategy, what tyres they took when, what sort of fuel. What did that look like for you? Obviously, we saw you not with your best starts a week ago, maybe a little bit of practice with the line locker during the week, because that was a lot better performance. But talk to us about that strategy play there for yourself.
It was a really good start. Wasn't quite expecting to get that much of a jump, but I think the other guys didn't quite have the best start either. So it all worked out really well there, and I think the pace was definitely good enough to lead there, and just controlled the pace enough that I could save a bit of fuel, but also still help us like top 3 pull away from the rest, and that just made the race a bit more comfortable, a bit less pressure from everyone else as well.
Yeah, and then so stop 1, we saw you sort of literally go in, and I thought you'd initially paid a bit of an invoice, but turns out you were probably a little quicker in that first one. Like of Zach and Lobby was out of strategy, obviously opting to run long. But just talk to us about the the tyre strategy there. Obviously starting on a set, got one to go. What did you change? How did you play it? Did you go tyres first one or second one? I presume it was second one.
Yes, it was tyres in the second one. In terms of when we pitted, I think we knew we had enough pace that if we did sort of break away or have some sort of gap from the other guys, then I think I could have made a little bit of a gap, and that's exactly what we did. Dad suggested pitting early, so I was like, yep, let's follow that, and it worked really well, put us in clean air, and I drove the best that I could there. And yeah, overall the strategy was quite good, and the pace just makes everything a bit easier.
And then obviously, how aware have you obviously got, Dad, or the spotters that work there? Are you getting live feed on, the likes of Zach coming out of pit lane and then Fraser Clegg becoming a part of that, second position that basically got a little bit held up in there? Are you getting the message through that, hey, you've just got a little free kick there as far as the timing totem because you stuck behind another car? Are you getting those messages through live, Rehan?
Yes, Dad's updating me as soon as anything happens. Obviously, I can see a few things on my relative as well.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just the main things, taking pressure off. Like if someone gets stuck behind the car or makes a mistake in the pits, it just really helps ease the mind and helps me to put in some better laps.
Yeah, speaking of better laps, there was only two guys in the field that managed to go 48 zeros. It was yourself and Darren Lobb. Darren Lobb just pipping you on that magical number of an 019 versus your 046, but still very, very special race laps. And more importantly, you guys did them within 2 laps apart. So it was almost like, we know Lobby did his first. It was almost like you got the message and you were like, we've got to go and chase the number. But critical moments in the race, those ones, Rehan.
Yeah, saw he did a 48 flat. Obviously I was in that second since I was still in the older tyres, and I realised, you know what, these tyres aren't exactly working. I think maybe it's better if we don't try to extend it on the older tyres. Got on the fresh ones, and then obviously Lob was a little bit faster on that fresh lap, but I think I looked after the tyres a bit better, and that was the main thing that was needed for those last 10 or so laps. But overall the pace was pretty close and pretty fast from everyone, I think.
Yeah, 100%. It bodes well for the championship, Rehan. You had nice, healthy bank of points there after a pretty busy week last week. Fantastic performance off the feature last week, and then to back it up again, mate. We're looking for a trifecta maybe going towards next week. So well done, mate, and congrats on the first here tonight. Looked very, very comfortable out there tonight. Didn't really see the car looked super settled, especially in Sector 1 in the critical moments. So, mate, opportunity to shout out your sponsors. I know you've got a few, and congrats on the night.
Yep, thank you. I'd like to thank GAMAFLARE, Matchfit Entertainment, the Broadcasting Lounge, Sky TV Channel 83, Hybrid Racing Simulation, obviously Dad for helping with the spotting and the setup this week, you guys putting on the show, and obviously the other drivers for giving us a good race as well.
You're a champion. Thank you very much, Rehan. Well done, mate, and no doubt we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Rehan.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
See you, mate. Right, so there you go, Davo. That is me. I know you've always kind of got the pressure on me at the back end to try and wrap these things up.
Oh, mate, we've blown way over time, so it's all
okay.
Way over time. So, anyway,
my apologies.
That was an awesome night. That's okay. You can edit it out. So yes, awesome race as we suspected here at Virginia International Raceway in the SCNZ Allports Supercar V8 Supercar Autumn Series, proudly brought to you by GAMAFLARE, obviously Allports, GAMAFLARE broadcast live. Thank you, all our Sky 83 viewers again tonight. A couple of quick, we've just got to throw this little graphic up here just to remind everybody that we will, with Supercars NZ, not us, but Supercars NZ running a pause. Cup Series coming soon, and also just remember to You know, if you forgot to scan this QR code on your phone during the broadcast already, maybe you can just watch it back, you know, and you can give us another thumbs up when you watch it back as well. But scan that QR code and you too could win this prize here thanks to GAMAFLARE, Matchfit Entertainment, Supercars NZ, Simblacks, Mozza and the like. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome night here. 55 minutes of some epic racing from the boys. Next week, I don't even know where we are next week, so it's going to be a surprise, okay? We're going to leave you with that. Thanks for joining us again, ladies and gentlemen. Good night for now.